Hello, I'm Matt Brown, and I'm a renewals account manager heading up our Uptime and SmartNet renewals for the East Coast. I'm here with Mike Sino, CIO at Cooper University Hospital, and today we're going to talk through our Uptime solution that we deployed at Cooper University Hospital. Mike, I know we've had a long-standing relationship with yourself and Cooper. Just kind of wanted to go through how that relationship came about in your opinion.
Sure. So the relationship has been long. It's a matter of fact, it's close to 10 years now. While I'm the Chief Information Officer, at the time I was recruited to be the manager of IT infrastructure. One of the first things that I did or had to do was assess what our capabilities would be relative to meeting the organization's mission. As a level 1 trauma center and a 24/7 operation, felt that I had to find a partner, a Cisco partner, that was capable of meeting those needs.
Mike, coming into your role at Cooper, I know one of your first things was selecting a partner. Why did you select Dimension Data as your partner? What kind of things put us ahead of the competition?
So the reasons that we picked Dimension Data originated with me coming to Cooper and realizing that we needed a stronger breadth and depth of knowledge in terms of technical expertise than existed in-house. Having worked for a previous partner, I was familiar with Cisco's levels of certification, and it was important to me not only to get the deeper discounts from a platinum certified partner, but also know that I would have those resources to draw upon. So our first experience was actually in renewing a SmartNet contract, and we chose Dimension Data. I immediately clicked with the account manager, Condit, and we had discussions relative to supporting our needs to moving to a 100% homogeneous Cisco network.
So Mike, I know the Cooper Dimension Data relationship started with a SmartNet renewal. You working with Condit and some other people over at Dimension Data eventually evolved into an Uptime Dimension Data Services contract. What were some of those reasons that you guys made the move to the Uptime Agreement?
Sure, yeah, so the initial relationship did start with SmartNet and it evolved over time. So in between the renewal periods, in addition to purchasing just hardware to support our effort to move to a homogeneous network, we also had some service-based contracts. So the relationship started to tighten. We had a better appreciation for the level of technical expertise that Dimension Data was able to provide. And when Sai approached me with the Uptime offering, it seemed to fit our needs a little bit better than what SmartNet was able to do alone. More specifically, knowing that the engineers that would be supporting us in a time of crisis, if needed, would be more intimately knowledgeable of our technical infrastructure. Again, as a 24/7 operation, any kind of downtime is intolerable, so the quickest path to service restoration is meeting our business objectives, which I felt was what Uptime was able to provide.
So Mike, I know Dimension Data also deployed the wireless network at Cooper. How's that benefited your organization internally?
Yeah, sure. So we moved from a 900 megahertz network over to an 802.11a, and we were one of the early adopters of 11a. And it satisfies our needs for data and voice over the wireless LAN, but beyond that, we also had to tap into BG in order to network our smart pumps. The benefits that we achieved by networking the smart pumps and using the network that Dimension Data had put in place for us was that we were able to distribute drug dosage and allergy information to those pumps in real time. The previous process before being networked was a server on wheels with an RS-232 connection that would take 90 days to get that information out to the pumps, as opposed to doing it in less than 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. So from a patient safety perspective, that's a game changer, that's huge. In addition to that, we were also constructing a new pavilion inpatient hospital, 10 stories, and we're looking at $1 million expenditure for new pumps to outfit that building. By using Cisco's location-based appliance, we were able to pinpoint all the locations of the pumps in real time and demonstrate not only did we know where the pumps were, but we had more than enough to cover the new building. That resulted in $1 million cost avoidance.
Mike, I know in the past Dimension Data and Cooper have agreed to annual contracts in regards to the Uptime Agreement. I know this year you've decided to go with a 3-year, multi-year agreement. Can you kind of speak to some of the benefits Cooper is seeing with that agreement?
Yeah, sure. So the factors that were driving into the decision to go from an annual to a 3-year contract was predicated on the fact that ever since we migrated from SmartNet over to Uptime, we've had no issues. In fact, the service offering has gotten better year after year. But from a CIO's perspective, it's all about the bottom line. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that made it more attractive to go with a 3-year renewal is that we can lock in prices, avoid any kind of inflation from year to year, but still enjoy the benefits of paying annually as opposed to all 3 years up front. So for us, it was a win-win situation. The risk of being locked into a 3-year contract was negated by the fact of the performance that Dimension Data has shown year after year.
Mike, at Dimension Data, one of our core values is the client is at the center of everything we do. How has Dimension Data gone about and exceeded your expectations?
That's a good question, Matt, and I think it's a multifaceted answer. From a CIO's perspective, one of the values that I find out of a strategic partnership as opposed to one of just being a supplier is the continuity in the account and building a true relationship from a business perspective. So for the near 10 years that we've been engaged with Dimension Data, SciCondit has remained engaged in the account. Even through some restructuring of the team at Dimension Data side and bringing in additional talent like yourself, that continuity has been there. And the value from my perspective is I don't need to explain the infrastructure over and over as account teams turn over. So I think it's one example of the client being at the center of your focus. A second one would be, from an IT perspective, just like every other business, we're faced with short lead times. Sometimes the business don't give us a lot of heads up in terms of changing requirements, and behind the scenes, Dimension Data is working in partnership with us, taking traditional RFPs that are normally 60 to 90 days and turning them around in 15 days. To be able to support the agility of our mission in IT to be able to support the business. Additionally, we get, sometimes we need equipment very quickly, and Dimension Data's willingness to go out of normal channels to be able to help us spoke to the putting us first.
Okay. Mike, we appreciate your time today. We know you're a busy guy and appreciate your time spending with Dimension Data and appreciate you being a client with Dimension Data. So thank you.